Look at America right now. Look closely. The year is 2026, and everyone is talking about the economy. They are talking about inflation, interest rates, and the housing market. But they are missing the biggest shift in human history. Most people still believe the old American dream, right? Go to school, get a secure job, put your money in a savings account, and somehow, magically, you will become wealthy. Wake up. That game is over. The rules have been rewritten, and if you don't understand what is happening right now, you are going to be left behind permanently. Let me tell you about the silent revolution happening right under our noses. It is called Agentic AI. We are no longer talking about simple automation. We are past the era where AI just analyzes data or flags anomalies. In 2026, Agentic AI is making decisions. It triggers corrective actions, manages cash flow, and even negotiates on its own. There is a new phase of commerce happening right now in the US. They call it A-commerce. Imagine this. AI agents are autonomously negotiating and purchasing things on behalf of consumers while they sleep. So, what does this mean for the average worker? What does this mean for the middle class? It means your traditional skills are being commoditized. If your job relies on repetitive judgment, an AI agent can do it faster, cheaper, and without needing a coffee break.
But here is the crazy part. While the middle class is getting squeezed, the smart money, the elites, the top 1%, they are using this exact same technology to build unprecedented wealth. They are using real-time finance. They don't wait for monthly reports anymore. They are adjusting budgets and anticipating risks in real time. Meanwhile, what is the average consumer doing? They are trying to survive. In a high-cost world, consumers are prioritizing what they call treatonomics, small splurges and tiny moments of joy, because the big goals, like buying a house, feel completely out of reach. And have you heard of the new trend this year? Loud budgeting. People are openly sharing their financial struggles, breaking the stigma, and publicly announcing why they can't afford to go out to dinner. It is a defense mechanism. But complaining on the internet does not build wealth. You need to stop playing the old game. You need to understand how capital actually flows in 2026. Because while the masses are loud budgeting, the smart investors are quietly accumulating assets.
So what exactly are these assets? If you think I'm just talking about buying an S&P 500 index fund and waiting 40 years, you are still stuck in 2019. The definition of an asset has fundamentally changed. In the past, an asset was a piece of land, a factory, or a stock certificate. Today, in 2026, the most valuable assets on the planet are digital yielding assets and AI infrastructure. Let me break this down for you. Have you noticed the massive shift in real estate? The old American dream was buy a single-family home with a white picket fence. But with interest rates doing what they've done and institutional investors swallowing up neighborhoods, the average person is completely locked out. But the smart money, they aren't crying about it. They pivoted to fractional tokenization and private credit. Listen to me carefully, because nobody on mainstream financial news is explaining this properly. Traditional banks are terrified. They pulled back on lending. So who stepped in? Private credit. Wall Street titans and private equity firms are now the new banks. They are lending directly to massive projects at 10, 12, sometimes 15% yields. And the ultra-wealthy are collecting those yields, while the middle class is collecting credit card debt just to buy groceries. I know it sounds bleak. I know it feels unfair, but getting angry at the system doesn't put money in your bank account. Understanding the system does. Now, let's talk about the biggest wealth transfer happening right now. It is the rise of the billion-dollar company of one.
Yes, you heard me right. Just a few years ago, to build a massive business, you needed a huge team. You needed HR, marketing, accounting, operations. You had massive overhead. Not anymore. Because of Agentic AI, we are seeing a new breed of entrepreneurs. We call them the synthetics. These are solo founders who command an army of AI agents. They have an AI that handles customer service, an AI that runs dynamic ad campaigns, an AI that negotiates supply chain contracts, and an AI that optimizes their tax strategy. They have the output of a Fortune 500 company, but the overhead of a teenager working in their bedroom. This is what I mean when I say your traditional skills are being commoditized. If you are trading your time for money, you are losing the game. Inflation will always outpace your salary. Always. You are living in what economists are calling the barbell economy. I use my hands to illustrate a barbell. On one side of the barbell, you have hyper luxury. The rich are getting richer, and they are spending insane amounts of money on exclusive experiences, longevity treatments, and premium assets. On the exact opposite side of the barbell, you have hyper discount, dollar stores, ultra fast fashion, and bare bones survival items. But look at the middle. The middle is empty. The middle class is being completely hollowed out. Brands that used to cater to the middle class are going bankrupt. Jobs that used to sustain a middle-class lifestyle are being automated. You can no longer afford to be in the middle. You are either moving up or you are getting dragged down.
And what is the mainstream advice right now? Oh, just practice loud budgeting. Just tell your friends you can't afford to go to Starbucks. No! Do not normalize poverty. Do not romanticize shrinking your life to fit a broken economy. Instead of loud budgeting, you need to practice quiet compounding. Quiet compounding is what the top 1% are doing right now. They are aggressively acquiring cash-flowing assets while nobody is watching. They are building automated micro-businesses. They are leveraging AI to multiply their output by 100x. They are buying equity in data centers, energy grids, and the infrastructure that powers the AI revolution. Because guess what? AI doesn't run on magic. It runs on electricity, computing power, and data. And the people who own the infrastructure, they are the ones collecting the toll from everyone else. So you have a choice to make today, right now, in 2026. Are you going to be a consumer of the AI economy, letting algorithms drain your bank account through autonomous subscriptions and A-commerce? Or are you going to become an owner? Are you going to command the agents? Are you going to build a system that pays you while you sleep?
So how do you actually do it? How do you transition from being the victim of the 2026 economy to becoming the architect of your own wealth? You need a system. You need a playbook that the top 1% are using right now. And I am going to give you the exact 3 steps you must take today to build your billion-dollar company of one and practice quiet compounding. Step number 1. You must stop trading time for dollars and start trading prompts for dollars. Most people are still trying to learn a new coding language or get a traditional MBA. Stop. The most valuable skill in the world right now is agent orchestration. You need to become the manager of a digital workforce.
Think about a problem in the market. Maybe it is local businesses struggling with customer retention. Maybe it is creators who need their videos localized into 50 different languages. 5 years ago, you would need to hire a team of translators, an editor, and a manager. Today, you spin up an agentic AI workflow. You have an agent that finds the clients, an agent that negotiates the price, an agent that does the translation, and an agent that handles the billing. Your only job is to manage the system and collect the margin. You are no longer the worker. You are the conductor of the orchestra. Step number 2, you must own the picks and shovels of the AI gold rush. Look, everyone is trying to build the next viral AI app. Most of them will fail. But Do you know who never fails in a gold rush? The people selling the picks and shovels. In 2026, the picks and shovels are compute power, energy, and data. AI is incredibly resource hungry. It requires massive data centers and gigawatts of electricity. You need to look past the shiny apps and look at the infrastructure. Start allocating your capital into the companies that own the grid, the companies building the cooling systems for data centers, the fractional real estate funds that are buying up industrial land for server farms. That is where the guaranteed yield is. While everyone else is gambling on software, you are collecting rent on the reality that software needs to exist.
Step number 3. Weaponize your capital through fractional private credit. Forget the traditional savings account. A 4% yield while real inflation is eating your purchasing power? That is a slow death. Remember how I told you that Wall Street is acting like the new banks? Well, technology has finally democratized access to this. You don't need $10 million to participate in private credit anymore. Through tokenized assets and blockchain infrastructure, you can now lend your money directly to high-yield, collateralized projects. You become the bank. You start collecting the 10, 12, 14% yields that used to be reserved for billionaires in private equity. But here is the catch. Right now, we are in the transition phase. The rules are still a little blurry, the AI agents are just getting autonomous, the tokenization platforms are just hitting the mainstream. This is the golden era. This is where fortunes are made. But in 3 to 5 years, the cement will dry. The infrastructure will be owned by the mega corporations. The agentic AI ecosystems will be closed off. If you wait until this is on the front page of every mainstream newspaper, you are too late. You will be permanently locked into the consumer class. I don't want that for you. You don't want that for your family.
So, here is the ultimate question, the only question that matters right now. What are you gonna do tomorrow morning? Are you gonna wake up, sit in traffic, go to a job that an AI could do in 3 seconds, and hope, just hope, that the economy gets better? Are you gonna go back to the old system? The system that rewards you with a 3% annual raise while your rent and grocery bills go up 30%? The system that tells you to save your pennies while the government prints trillions? Or are you gonna draw a line in the sand? You have the roadmap now. You know about the silent revolution of agentic AI. You know about the infrastructure play. You know about the private credit markets. You know that the middle class is a trap and you have to choose a side. Ignorance is no longer an excuse. In 2026, being left behind is a choice. I know that sounds harsh. I know it does. But I am not making this video to coddle you. I am not here to tell you that everything is going to be okay if you just cut out avocado toast. I am here to wake you up before the cement dries, before the mega corporations lock you out of the new economy permanently. If you want to be on the right side of the greatest wealth transfer in human history, if you want to stop being a consumer and start being an owner, you have to take action today. You need to know exactly how to set up your first AI agent. You need to know which platforms actually give you access to fractional private credit. You need to know how to build your billion-dollar company of one. Do not wait. Do not tell yourself you will look at it tomorrow. The AI algorithms do not sleep. The markets do not wait, and the window is closing. You are either commanding the machine or you are being replaced by it. It is time for you to take the wheel. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on the inside. Let's get to work.